Well, I think the big issue in Toronto, the GTA, with respect to water, is the fact that we've allowed so much of our community to be paved over the last 40 years in particular. You know, we've been very lucky. There's been a huge boom, but the consequence is that, particularly in the 50s and 60s, we didn't value the green space and natural systems enough. And I think collectively we thought we could manage water through hard infrastructure like sewers. And that's turned out not to be true. So, you know, we see today a really significant challenge because of climate change and increasing severity and frequency of storms. And because we don't have enough green infrastructure, enough settling ponds, these storms can have a really serious impact. And I think the solution to that is to start working on the green infrastructure. And certainly while I was mayor at the City of Toronto, we took significant steps. Our Green Roofs bylaw, our Wet Weather Flow Master Plan, which incorporated green infrastructure, not just hard infrastructure. So things like downspout disconnection, like settling ponds, like renaturalizing areas. High Park, for example, where I live, Grenadier Pond, the edges of it have been renaturalized. Very important for water management and for fish habitat. There are many, many possible steps like that. Permeable paving. All of the things that help unpave a place that has too much paving, too much hard surface. It's really critical, and I think that's the biggest single challenge that's unique to Toronto. But the biggest challenge nationally, of course, is climate change because that's affecting the whole country.
No, and I think that's interesting that you bring that up because Partners in Project Green are actually working on a lot of low-impact development projects at the moment and trying to sort of grow our repertoire of that. So I think that's something that we can look at in the future. So.
You know, I think there's huge potential, and one of the beautiful things about creating green infrastructure for water is it makes a community or a city a better place to live. Mm-hmm. So there's a social benefit, an economic benefit, and an environmental benefit, and that's always true when you do the right thing for the environment. You always get a social benefit, and you always get an economic benefit. And I think sometimes we look at them as separate, but they're all together. I mean, if you have you know, literally greener parks and more trees and more plants and local native plantings instead of invasive species, you live in a healthier, more pleasant environment. And ultimately, that's the kind of place where people want to move to and the kind of place where businesses want to locate as well. Mm-hmm. So it's a very positive step for everybody. And it starts by thinking about the right thing for the environment first, in this case, the right thing for water.
Right.